Today at the vineyard, it's a Chilean Merlot, if I'm saying that right. This kit makes 4 or 6 U.S. gallons, and we haven't made a kit in a while, but we'll be doing it awesome with some Poland spring water. We've used this before to make our wines, and they come out really good. We love it. So today is going to be a wine kit that we've been wanting to do for a while. So let's get to it. Why wouldn't we? Okay, back to putting one of these wine kits together. We're going to show you what you need to put one of these wine kits together. Obviously, you'll need a big fermenter. You can use a big mouth, a small mouth. You can use a carboy behind me, or you can actually use a pail. It doesn't matter. So we'll get a close-up on some of the other things you're going to need to be a successful winemaker at home. How you doing? We're going to open the box, Wine Expert. And I did it off camera because I didn't want to hear me swear when I hurt my knuckles or something. So what we got in the package here of the kit is 2 packages. It says 45 grams of packages of oak chips. They're going to want 1 in the beginning and 1 in probably at racking, I'm going to guess. We have a package of bentonite. That's for clearing, I know that. Chitozan, I believe that's for clearing too. They're going to probably want 1 in the beginning. And bentonite maybe at the end. And there's a pack of yeast in here. And lo and behold, there's instructions in there. So we're going to give the instructions to the wife here, because she just loves to read. Why wouldn't she, I say. Right, once again for the winemaking, some of the things you're going to need. Paper towels, bottle full of Star Sand, sanitizer, I use Star Sand. A funnel, I use a funnel with a filter in it. A fermenter. A wine racking cane with a hose. Eventually you're going to need to rack your wine. I got pH strips that I use to get the pH down to 3.5 for winemaking. Hydrometer to get your original gravities. You can use a refractometer if you so choose. The tube to hold it in for the for the hydrometer to go in. I'm stuttering. A bubbler. Airlock for your fermenter. So I got some malic acid here for pH balancing, and of course your Star Sand. This is what I use for, it's a non-rinse sanitizer. And this is all the stuff that came out of the pack. There was some sorbate sulfate here. That's for sanitizing. They say they want the bentonite in right from the get-go. I don't follow all their directions because I've been making wine long enough, and I don't do what the kits tell me to do anymore. And we got a level in the EC1118 yeast. We've used that before. So let's get on to the process here. Why wouldn't we? All right, I take my sanitizer. I rinse it around the bucket. And I dump it back in my storage area. And like I say, it's a non-rinse sanitizer, so you don't have to worry about it. The camera's facing the other way there. So we're going to set this here. And then we're going to bring a bucket up here. So what we're going to do is bring this bucket up here to help me dump this in there because it's very heavy. And I just realized that I'm right-handed, so that's not going to work out too good for me. But this is very heavy. And they recommend, oh boy, I'm going to open it up. My assistant's going to have to hold on the bag and stay right there. Get underneath the bag and hold it up. You got the bag?
I have the bag.
You don't have the bag?
I don't have the bag. The bag is going to go for a ride.
So what I'm going to attempt to do is open this with a pair of dirty pliers. Why wouldn't I? They say you can just do it with channel locks, but last time I did this, I cut the bag with pliers, or I mean with a razor blade, because I got it. Without spilling too much. Lift that up here, the lift. Come on down. Come on down. So into our sanitized bucket we go. Get off camera. Nothing's on camera. Take that bucket. Take the bucket. So we'll dump the rest of our juice in here. I didn't spill too much. I want a little bit of a sample to get a pH reading. We'll see what we get out of there, but. And then we're going to start putting the water in here. So let's get some water in here. Let's get it started in here. I'll block that camera. And we'll get a pH reading. You can smell the grapes. Boy, do they smell. So I did spill a little. So we're going a live shot here. I'm not even pausing the camera. So that's quite a bit of juice already. So we're going to put our spring water in here. And like I said, the instructions recommended you put the bentonite in right away. They recommended you put the bentonite in right away. And that's for clearing purposes. I let my wine sit a lot longer and clear naturally, is what I wanted to do. So I'm not putting the bentonite in right now.
You're not checking the pH of the water? You'll check the pH when you're done.
Yeah, we are going to check the pH. Well, the whole setup will stir it up in that once we get close. We'll just keep using these bottles. They're okay where they are. They're okay where they are. Somebody wants to keep walking in front of the camera and blocking it and making it harder on me. It's not easy when that happens. So this was supposed to be a more of a easier shot here. This makes 6 gallons, so we're on, whoops, all over the place. I turned my head. We're on 3. So that's a total of 5. And we'll get a check on this shortly, what's going on. So I'm spilling it all over the place, obviously. Getting everything wet. I'm such a slob. So we are going to go with the rest of the water and then get a pH reading on what's going on here. And if I need to add some acid, malolactic or my acid here, I forget what I use, but this makes 6 gallons, so it was 2.5. So I'm not going to go full yet.
2.1. You can use almost that whole thing.
The less headspace, the better. But
You're almost at the 6 gallon mark. And you're at the 6 gallon mark, just about. It's on the other side of the jug.
there is a marking on this?
Yeah, it's on this side.
Well, I don't see that. I don't know.
Here, there, right now.
Okay, so we're going to stop there, and then we're going to get a reading on the pure stuff here, and then we're going to get a reading in the hydrometer and everything else that goes with it. So what we need to do here first is stir it up. Down here off the tube is my sanitation bucket, and my wine teeth is in here. Low rinse sanitizer. So I'll just use this as a stir. Break down some of these bubbles first. And we'll get those juices stirred in here. Like I say, this is all sanitized. Get that mixed up good. A lot of times I use a drill, but it's not necessary. I had my hands in the sanitizer also. So I would think that's mixed enough to get our samples. Let's do that now. The tube was sanitized off camera, but the other hydrometer was not, so probably not going to pour that back in. Why take the risk since we screwed that up? I did not sanitize. Well, I did wipe it down with sanitizer. So, the original gravity, it's up there. Let's see. 1084. That's within the specs. Right?
Yeah.
1084.
Can we do it on the bricks meter?
Yeah, we'll try a little on the bricks meter also. Why am I spilling it all over? $10.84.
Okay.
$10.84.
What's the bricks?
$10.82 on here. Hang on. I don't do bricks. I got 1082, so let me look at the hydrometer one more time. It's a long video I got. 1082.
There we go.
Both of them read right spot on. So, I don't know if they recommend putting the yeast in here yet.
Yeast and the oak.
I'm going to get a pH reading. I use pH test strips. It's not as accurate as a meter, but I am too cheap here at the vineyard. And I come in about 3.56, it's between 3 and 4. Naturally, I didn't have to add any acids at all. My malic acid, I can put that away, I don't need that. The recipe calls for, like I say, we do some of the stuff to the recipe, some stuff we don't. I've been making wine long enough, so off camera here I got my sanitizing bucket. So we're going to put a package of oak chips in. They recommend 1 pack here to start. Well, they recommend 2, I think, but last time we made this it was a little too oaky. I think I'll save the oaks for a nice beer. Why wouldn't I? Oh yeah, so I'm going to get those in now. And last time they plugged up my bubbler, my airlock, which I wasn't happy with. So I got no garbage can on this side. So I'll sanitize my scissors again. I think I'll use them to stir those oak chips in because they're just floating on top like a sandy right now. Then I'll cut open my yeast pack. Once I sanitize these one more time, I'll decontaminate my stuff again. I'll just spray it down. The advantages of working in concrete, you don't have to worry about the big mess. So, Lalvin EC1118. I know I've used this before. I've used it on meads and everything, so we'll read the package when we're done. A lot of times they want you to rehydrate it. You don't have to, unless they specifically recommend it. So, all I gotta do is get me cover. A lot of people stir it in, I don't. I'm gonna find out the bubblers over here. And my rubber went. Put our bong in, a bung. I always fill my my airlock with sanitizer. And that's how easy it is to make homemade wine. Just like that, we're done. Cap is on tight. You usually got to smack it off with one of those wrenches, or you can smack it off with a screwdriver like I do. So let's get a taste on this for the heck of it. Until next time. Camera lady. Nice. Grape juice.
Oh, that's gonna be delicious.
So, I'm gonna put my stuff away here. This is filthy. You want to keep your wines and your beers in the dark. I just use some old t-shirts that used to fit, but don't seem to fit no more for some reason. And I'm sure the reason is they shrunk, if you know what I mean. How you doing? A lot of my clothes seem to shrink. So she's in the dark. The rest of the cleanup is going to be for another day, I think. My cart's over here. I do got to carry that thing and move it over here, though, for a more stable spot. So until next time.